welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaye, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the 7 reasons why I would recommend Salamanca, Spain as your study abroad destination. So I studied abroad in Salamanca the summer of 2018, and I went with ISA, otherwise known as International Studies Abroad, and through them I took a 5-week summer intensive course in which I was able to study at the University of Salamanca. I took 4 courses and was able to transfer the credit that I earned from there back to my home university towards my degree. And overall, my study abroad experience highly exceeded my expectations. If you're thinking about studying abroad anywhere in the world, I would just highly recommend it because it's just a positive experience where you learn a lot, you have fun, you meet new people, and it's just an entirely different experience that's outside of your comfort zone, and that if you give it a chance that you can learn a lot from and grow a lot from. So I'm going to get into the reasons why I would recommend Salamanca as your destination. Salamanca is an ideal place to practice speaking Spanish, and Salamanca is often referred to as La Ciudad del Español, which is the city for learning Spanish. And a lot of international students come to Salamanca to learn Spanish and along with their other studies. And from what I gather, el castellano, Castilian Spanish, is the kind of standard Spanish that's most widely spoken and that has spread around the world. So the Spanish that you hear in other countries, it most resembles Castilian Spanish, is what I gathered from that. And during my time there, I tried to speak as much Spanish as possible with my host family, with my university professors, and just when you're out in the street in your daily life. And in my experience, the majority of people are really helpful and encouraging when you want to practice speaking Spanish with them. I haven't had any instances where someone will speak English to me when I'm trying to speak Spanish to them, which I know can happen a lot in different places around the world. But yeah, usually people are really patient, and if you try to speak whatever you know, then they'll usually just be really understanding and respond back to you nicely. And I think what's most important is that you try and be sincere about it, and people will generally respond positively. And you don't have to be a completely fluent Spanish speaker to come study in Salamanca, because there are different universities that offer various levels of courses from beginning to superior. So whether you know a little bit of Spanish or you know a lot of Spanish, or if you're fluent, then you can come and just continue your studies here. The second reason is that Universidad de Salamanca, the University of Salamanca, is one of the top universities in the world. It is the oldest in Spain and one of the most prestigious in the world. And overall, I'd say the education that I got there was really good. For my Spanish language and culture curriculum, I took 4 courses. So I took Spanish language, Spanish history, Spanish literature, and Spanish art. I found that all my professors were just very interested and passionate about what they were teaching. I feel like my Spanish language course was the one that I learned the most in, because we were taught practical information that you could use like outside in the real world. So our professor taught us stuff like how to order a pincho at a bar, or to ask how much something costs at the grocery store, or ask like where the bus station is, and just like stuff like that. I would say overall that the courses aren't extremely difficult. I feel like as long as you put effort in, you participate, and you listen, then you're going to pass with a high grade. And the third reason why I would recommend Salamanca is because it's beautiful there. It has so many incredibly picturesque places. So many of the major sites are really beautiful, but there are also some, I feel like, lesser known hidden places that are also equally as beautiful. Whenever I would go out and explore the city, whether it was alone or with my friends, we just found these really beautiful places, and a lot of them were free to go to and just visit. And living there for a time just really made me inspired and appreciative of the scenery that I was able to see every day. And the fourth reason why I would recommend Salamanca to study abroad in is because it's a student-friendly city. Because of the Universidad de Salamanca and other universities in the city, there's a lot of young people there. There's a lot of people studying abroad as well. So you find a lot of young people. The city has a really young vibe. There's lots of bars, cafes, like just lots of places to hang out and where you see a lot of people just hanging out together. And one thing you'll always hear about Salamanca from your advisors or your professors is that the city is completely walkable, and it is. Also, the city is student budget friendly. It's really cheap to go out for a pincho or a tapa or get a drink, either in between your classes or like during the afternoon when you want to hang out with some friends or grab a snack or anything. Usually for like a small plate of food or like a pastry or something, it's usually less than €5, and if you get a drink, that's usually like 3 or 4. In between my morning classes, I had a 30-minute break, so I would always stop at the same cafe and get a fresh squeezed orange juice and a little pastry, just for a little something before the rest of my classes during the day. And it was always cheap too. And another good reason to study abroad in Salamanca is because Salamanca is safe. I was constantly reassured by my professors and my ISA directors that it's a very safe city, especially for young people to be in. You always see people walking out in the streets. The main areas are always well lit. Like you see a lot of people like going out either to eat or like going out to the club or the bar, and like people are generally like just friendly, or if you like mind your own business, then you know you're not bothered. Whenever I went out to explore the city, I was usually out during the daytime, or I was with a group of friends. And if I went out at night, then I wasn't alone. And there are taxis that are always available to take you home if you feel like you need it. And in my experience, I never had any encounters where I felt unsafe. But with that being said, it's always a smart idea to be aware of your surroundings, to be with your friends or other people when you can. Trust your gut feeling if something doesn't feel right. And if you can, just have a backup plan. So just in case you're in a situation you don't want to be in, then you're taken care of. Salamanca has lots of activities, things to do, and events that are usually really inexpensive or they are free. When I was there were a couple of different events that were being held, like the Feast Day of San Juan de Sahagún, which is Salamanca's patron saint, and they have a fireworks show that's over the Rio Tormes, the Tormes River. Yeah, just a really special occasion to go out and celebrate something local. And another really cool exhibition was the Festival de Luz y Vanguardias, which was an art festival featuring lights, projections, and installations that were exhibited on some of Salamanca's most famous buildings. It was just really cool. There are plenty of places to sightsee. There's lots of historical buildings, museums, cultural places, places of religious significance, and lots of places to learn about Salamanca's history and culture. I will leave a link in the description below to my blog post that has a list of recommendations for free things to do, things to go see that you can go to for like a small fee, and these places usually have student discounts, so that's even cheaper. Yeah, just a list of recommendations I would suggest to people going to go visit. And the last reason I would recommend Salamanca as your study abroad destination is because it's a great place to make friends and meet new people. The city has a very young vibe, and there are lots of events and activities and opportunities to meet new people and to find others to share your study abroad experience with. If you're going with a study abroad program like ISA, then you already have a group of people that you can connect with even before you get to the city. Obviously, you'll meet people through your classes. There are organized events that the university will hold or your study abroad program will hold to either meet with locals or just like cultural classes that you can take together. And I think Like, experiences like these are really important to just put yourself out there and to like just participate in, because it'll make your experience that much more enjoyable. And language exchange programs are fantastic because you get the opportunity to practice speaking Spanish. Usually with locals, you can meet people that are from the city or from Spain or from like even like different places around the world, and just practice speaking your Spanish together. And you'll also get to know each other and make friends, and that's also a good thing too. And most of the people I met usually is just really nice and just fun to be around, and always up for an adventure or chilling or just spending some time together. And those are my top reasons why I would recommend Salamanca, Spain as your study abroad destination. Let me know in the comments below if you've been to Salamanca, whether it's for study abroad or not, and if there are any recommendations that you would leave for places to go around the city, things to do, stuff like that. Also, let me know if you've studied abroad and where you went, and if you would recommend it or not. Also, if you have any questions or want me to go into detail into something specific about my study abroad experience, then please let me know. And if you want more Salamanca travel inspiration, then check out my other YouTube videos of my study abroad experience. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and I will see you next time. Bye!